Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. This is the English translation of the Majlis of Hazrat Maulana Mohammadqamaruzzamansaheb, which took place on Thursday night after the Taraweeh Salat at Jamia Nurul Uloom, Gataman, Palanpur, North Gujarat, India. Thursday, the 18th of Ramadan, 1445, the 28th of March, 2024. Hazrat Wala starts off by quoting the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, "U'budur Rahman, wa at'imut ta'am, wa afshu salam, tadkhulul jannata bi salam." Hazrat Wala is saying that I'm not too well, tabiyat nasaz hai, I'm not feeling too good. U'budur Rahman, worship Rahman. Whatever you see here, around, and everywhere, it is because of the karam and the rahmat of Rahman, that Zat and that being who is the owner of mercy and compassion. Allah Ta'ala says, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. So, Allah is our Rabb, the Rabb of all the worlds. He is Rahman, most kind and most merciful. Allah Ta'ala bless us with the yaqeen of the Rahmaniyat of Allah. Allah bless us with the complete faith and confidence in the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now here Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam did not use the word Allah, U'budullah. He used the word U'budur Rahman, referring to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by his very special attribute. So by saying this here, we would keep in our minds the quality and attributive name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Rahman, and by understanding that, the first thing we'll understand is that Allah Ta'ala, out of His mercy, made us Muslim. Now if Allah has been so kind to us and He has granted this to us, that to us, and the other to us so much, then should we not make His ibadat? Allahu Akbar. So understand it that way. U'budur Rahman. Worship that Supreme Being who has been so kind to you. The Rozas are going on. The Taraweeh Salat is going on, etc. We are eating food also. These are the ni'mats of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We should praise and thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for these ni'mats. In fact, all this rozi and this rizq that we have, it is on the basis of the rahmat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So ibadat is something very, very great. Thereafter, Allah Ta'ala, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam mentions, وَأَطْعِمُ الطَّعَامِ, and feed people. You know what to say? To feel hungry also is a great ni'mat of Allah. Our Hazrat Maulana Mohammadqamaruzzamansaheb would not really feel hungry. The doctor would come, he would look at his condition, and then he would say, "Why don't you eat?" He would then say, "Do something so that I can feel hungry. It is then that I would eat." That is also a great ni'mat of Allah, to feel hungry. Allah Ta'ala bless us with a deep quest and thirst for His love. So we are the servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We have to do something. We have to make His ibadat. We have to feed people. We have to make salam. Now Allah Ta'ala is also looking. He wants to see how much of thirst do we have. Hazrat Tanvi has given a fantastic example of a father, the man at home who leaves his house and then he returns. When he comes, the children are looking at him. They are looking at those bags and those plastics. But the father purposely does not give them anything. He wants to see from them. He wants to see their behavior. He wants to see how much are they truly wanting to know what is in there and how thirsty are they for it. So if this is the case of a father, is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not seeing how much of true quest, desire, thirst, talab, enthusiasm we have? Yes, Allah wants to see that, and accordingly He will bless us and bestow us. Very famous Malfuzia, Gar nakhaste dad, na dade khast. If Allah Ta'ala did not want to give you something in the first place, He would have not given you that desire, thirst, enthusiasm. So this is a very, very great ni'mat. Now how many people have all gathered here in this talab with this thirst and this quest of the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah ta'ala bless us with the talab for His love. And when we have come here, then how can we be hopeless? We should be completely hopeful. We should have complete hope in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He has brought us here and He wants to give us something. And here, Tadkhulul Jannata bisalam, a person will enter Jannah with peace. Jannah is also something very, very great to have talab for that. I am also from amongst the talabgar. I am also from amongst those who are thirsty and in need, and I am also from amongst those people. Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Saheb and Hazrat Maulana Mohammadqamaruzzamansaheb, both of them used to have Majlis in Ramadan. In fact, the program that I used to have, Hazrat Maulana Mohammadqamaruzzamansaheb himself used to come and sit, and after some time would pass and I would complete, I would say, Hazrat, you also say something. And he said, no. The Majlis is done, I will make dua. And what was his dua? His dua was that Allah Ta'ala continue this Majlis, this pattern and the system that you have established here, and people come. Allah Ta'ala put barakat in it and let it continue. Both these sheikhs of mine, they were very, very kind. They were very meherban. They were very kind to me. And their heart's desire was that I make taraqqi and I progress. Allah Ta'ala be pleased with us. The mashayikh, their tawajjuhat and the special attention that they had with us, Allah Ta'ala let it be the means of Him being pleased with us. Allahumma ardina warda anna. Oh Allah, you please us and you become pleased with us as well. Both are great ni'mats. Allah Ta'ala bless us with this talab, this thirst, enthusiasm, desire and quest for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we should also know this and we understand it as well, that the talab itself is from Allah. So, if Allah did not want to give you anything, He would have not given you thirst. The thirst in the first place is from Allah, and Allah Ta'ala talibin ke talab koraiga nahi farmate hai. Allah Ta'ala does not let go in vain the thirst and the desire of those who tread this path to Him, the seekers of the path. So Ramadan is here, the Siyam, the Taraweeh, all this what we are carrying out. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves this a lot. Now people, you would see and you would understand, mamuli baat se raaton raat jaagte hai. For simple, basic, unimportant things, they burn the midnight oil. So Allah Ta'ala talab mein kamal paida farma de. In our thirst and enthusiasm, this quest that we have, Allah create perfection in it. And this talab that Allah Ta'ala has given us also, we should make shukr to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for it. Hazrat Maulana Mohammadqamaruzzamansaheb used to say, Maulana, dua kijiye, is din dobara aa jaye. Make dua that this day, these days, this night, these nights come again. Now this was his thirst. At that ripe old age, he was so desirous over and over again to see the next Ramadan, to see the next Ramadan, that particular day and that particular night, and the next particular day and next particular night of that holy month of Ramadan. Abundant wasawis come. People are complaining of that. We should carry out abundant tawbah and istighfar. We should carry out abundant durood. We should stay away from useless and futile things. Just look at something as basic as this. People are not even considerate when they eat. They stand and eat. They have no consideration for the sunnah whatsoever. Make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. People are coming and they are so restless and pareshan regarding so many things, their personal matters. Make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that Allah ta'ala removes those difficulties. Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab was very, very particular about this year. And he would go on to say to us, he would send me with the message home and say, go and tell the women folk at home this as well. Ke is martaba mahroom nahi rehna tum log. That this time here, remember, you people must not be deprived. This time here, you people must not be deprived. Don't waste your time. Make mehnat so that you can get the marifat and the nisbat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Khali nahi rehna. Don't sit idle like that. Rather, become a sahib nisbat, the person, an individual that has possessed this grand connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab was very passionate about the tilawat of the Quran Majid. He would go out to this place. People who went to Alahbadi will know the civil lines. Back in the day, it was an area which was absolutely dead, quiet and silent. He would go there to learn his Quran and recite Quran. His normal ma'mul was to recite one manzil. In the holy month of Ramadan, he would go twice to go and recite Quran. And he would say to us, you people think that I'm just going for a stroll and for a walk? No, I'm going to read Al-Quran. Hazrat Shaykh al-Hadith and the other Akabirin and Mashayikh, look at their way, how they spent the holy month of Ramadan. He had a very special passion for ibadat and Ramadan Sharif itself, how he would carry out his wazaif and how he would busy himself. And also together with that, he would say that do not abandon and leave out your dhikr. The dhikr, both your tilawat and the dhikr, both of them have their own anwar, fuyuz and barakat. So this talab which I'm telling you about, it is a very great ni'mat from the side of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah ta'ala bless me with it first and foremost. Allah ta'ala give us the tawfiq and the hidayat to make ihtimam, to be very meticulous about Ramadan and our a'mal in Ramadan. Allah ta'ala create this da'iyah and this jazba within us. Allah ta'ala give us the tawfiq and hidayat of appreciating the days and appreciating the nights. Do not waste your time in futile and useless things. He would say over and over again, so jao, lekin layani baat nahi karna. That if you have to go and sleep and rest, also go and do that. But do not spend your time in futile. So carry out tilawat of the Quran Majid, and at least when opening up the Quran and reciting the Quran, understand this much, that it is the speech of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Have that much of istihzar and keep that in your heart and in your mind. Hazrat Ikrama, which we know, who was the son of Abu Jahl, his recitation, whenever he would recite the Quran, he would pick up the Quran and he would say, Hada kalamu Rabbi. But such a type of state would overwhelm him and overcome him that it would leave him falling down unconscious. So whatever the Shaykh has told us about our dhikr and our shaghal, our remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our awrad and our spiritual exercises, let us carry out that. Now, just the tilawat, where we take the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the dhikr is something so great. Allama Sha'rani, or is it Hazrat Maulana Gangohi used to say, taking the name of Allah just once, understand it to be better than this entire world and whatever it contains. If you say good, make tilawat, make dhikr, and if not, rather be silent. I'm not well. The doctors have come, they have given me some medication and that. Allah Ta'ala let this Ramadan pass by us with complete afiyat. For the Hafiz-e-Quran, what can I say about him? His recitation should be much more. Hazrat Maulana Mohammadqamaruzzamansaheb was not a Hafiz of the Quran, but whenever I would come after the Dhuhr Salat, I would find him engaged in the recitation of the Quran. He would say to me, Maulana, listen, I'm not a Hafiz, but the minute and the point where they start reading wrong, immediately I pick it up and I understand he's now reading wrong. Allah Ta'ala give us progress in his recognition and his love. You know, the Mashayikh in Naqshbandiya, Hazrat in Naqshbandiya, Khalwat Dar Anjuman, even in the assemblies, even in the gatherings, even amongst people, they are connected completely and totally. They are in solitude with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah Ta'ala make us talib, truly thirsty, give us genuine quest and enthusiasm for that batini nisbat, that wealth of the heart. Make dua, let us make dua. اللهم صل على سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا مولانا محمد وبارك وسلم. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم إنا نسألك خير هذا الشهر، فتحه ونصره ونوره وبركته وهداه. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا واخطأنا. ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا. ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به. واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا. أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. اللهم أصلح لي شأني كله ولا تكلني إلى نفسي طرفة عين ولا تنزع مني صالح ما أعطيتني ولا تفتني فيما أحرمتني. Allah Ta'ala Ramadan ke hukuk ki adaigi ata farmade. Allah give us the tawfiq and the hidayat of fulfilling the hukuk and the rights of the month of Ramadan. Many people have come with their perishanis, their worries. They are restless, they are troubled by many things. Allah Ta'ala remove their difficulties and bless them with ease and with peace. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم بحرمة سيد النبي الكريم صلى الله عليه وسلم.